Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. And I want to ask you a deep question. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by negative thoughts and wondering how to break free from them? Listen, bro, negative thoughts, we've all been there. You know, that little voice in our heads that tells us you're not good enough, you're never going to achieve your goals. No one loves you, no one likes you. These thoughts can be draining and very, very annoying to get on with your day. But here's the thing, bro. Negative thoughts don't have to control your life. With the right mindset and tools, you can learn how to manage them and turn the negative thoughts into positive ones. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to break it down how to overcome negative thoughts for you guys. And for those who don't know me and it's your first time on the channel, I'm Razvan and I talk about men's self-improvement. Guys, before I actually get into on how to overcome the negative thoughts, I want to make you understand what they actually are. So negative thoughts, they can be triggered by anything. They can be triggered by social media, people, and certain scenarios. And these thoughts can manifest into a variety of ways. Let's say you have a thought from self-doubt to anxiety to depression and sadness and all these kind of negative thoughts. They impact our daily lives, and having these negative thoughts will just drain our energy and our happiness. You might be asking me, bro, why do I let these thoughts in? One reason is that we often don't think or realize we're thinking about them in the first place. We get stuck in this cycle of negativity and sadness that we think that negative thoughts is our default place now. But listen, bro, there's hope at the end of this video by learning to identify the negative thoughts and overcome them. So what does it take to deal with negative thoughts? Well, for starters, it's about identifying the negative thoughts, the ability to recognize when we're thinking about these thoughts and how they impact our lives. Bro, self-awareness is key into overcoming these thoughts. Let's say, are you more negative in the morning? Are you more negative when you do a certain thing? Are you more negative when you think about a certain thing? There's a lot of triggers that can have these thoughts come into your head. Once you know what you're up against, you can start developing strategies and how to overcome them. And bro, I completely get it. Having these negative thoughts, like, it feels like you cannot get anything done all day. So once you have the tools and the mindset in place, let's talk about the steps in how to actually get these thoughts out of our heads. So the first step, like I've said a couple of seconds ago, is to identify the negative thoughts. Once you're more aware of the thoughts, you can start challenging them. Ask yourself questions like, is this thought really true? Is there any other way to look at this situation? Asking these type of questions can reframe the thoughts. And these type of questions also help you see things from a different perspective. Another strategy is to actually practice meditation or prayer. I'm Christian, and we like to believe that negative thoughts always come from the devil. We practice to pray when these thoughts come into our heads. We think that they're not from God, so it must be from the devil. So we simply say a prayer. We simply ask Jesus to take away the negative thoughts that we have. And if you're not a religious guy, just do meditation. You can just start with a few minutes a day wherever you are in the world. It doesn't take that much effort to do meditation or a prayer. You can also try reframing your negative thoughts and focus on the present moment. Instead of thinking about the future and how bad the future is going to be for you, think about the present right now and how good the present is. What are you grateful for? Ask yourself that question and rethink. Another technique is to practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with kindness rather than judging yourself all the freaking time, bro. Look, we all have bad days. We all fall down sometimes, and that's completely fine. When you go into the gym, there's some days that you might be lifting heavier than usual, and there's some days that you might not. But you shouldn't beat yourself because you can't lift that weight right now. Your progress from the gym that you've done all year, it's not gone. Try and practice self-compassion and remember that everyone has negative thoughts. It's just that some people know how to deal with it. You can also try and reframe your negative thoughts and pay attention at the situation you're in right now. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong right now, ask yourself, what's going right? This can be a very easy and effective way to shift that perspective. Another strategy is to focus on what you control. Instead of worrying about things that are out of your control completely, try and focus on what you can actually control yourself. I also want to talk about gratitude. I want you to take a couple of minutes a day and ask, if you're a Christian, ask God what you're grateful for and thank Him. If you're not a Christian, ask the universe or whoever you believe in. One of my favorite techniques that helped me overcome negative thoughts is actually finding humor in them. Instead of focusing on the bad, try and make a joke about it. It's not that deep. Because, bro, when you laugh in a messed up situation, it means that you are killing the negative thoughts and you're not letting them drain you. I also want to talk about the learning aspect of negative thoughts. I personally believe that when you have a negative period or a negative thought about your life, I believe that thought will help you learn something. I believe that thought is always a lesson. Focus on what you're learning in the situation you're in. You can also overcome them by taking care of yourself. This means doing activities that you enjoy. Listen, bro, when you enjoy to play basketball or football, you're focused on the game. You're not focused on the negative thoughts. So when you do an activity that you absolutely love, these thoughts will come out of your head. I also want to give you some examples of how different scenarios can play out in real life. I'm gonna give you an example which can really shift your mind. Let's say you're in a car, you're stuck in traffic, you have an important meeting in 15 minutes, but the Google map says you'll be there in 30 minutes. Okay, you're 15 minutes late. You might be saying to yourself, bro, I hate this. I'm gonna get fired. Instead of focusing on the bad, I want you to shift your mind and focus on the good. For example, hey, I'm stuck in traffic. That's okay. I have time to collect my thoughts, go over some notes, and prepare for the day ahead. Or imagine you're on a first date and the person you're meeting, she's quite uninterested about you. Your first thought, I guarantee you, is this is terrible. She doesn't like me. She thinks I'm ugly. But instead of getting caught in that thought, you could try and reframe it and say things like, okay, this date doesn't work out at the moment, but that doesn't define me as a person. I can identify the mistakes I've done on this date and do not repeat them on the next one. See, and that was a lesson. You took the negative thoughts and you kept them captive. I could also start telling you to seek support from others, but listen, bro, if you yourself cannot overcome your own negative thoughts, nobody can help you. It's you versus you. Guys, and I always like to say, agreeing with negative thoughts can be helpful sometimes. And let me explain. I'm going to use the date example again. Let's say you're meeting this girl for the first date. You're worried about her first impression of you. You might be saying to yourself, yo, this girl might find me ugly. She might think I'm not the person that she's seen online. But what you do is actually agree with these. You say to yourself, yeah, and what? Once you start agreeing with negative thoughts, they don't bother you as much. And that's what I want you to understand. Because if you let negative thoughts bother you, that's where the problem is. Because thoughts come and go, and you will have negative thoughts throughout your whole life. But it's how you deal with them and how you listen to them. That's a technique I love using the most. Agreeing with the negative thoughts and to not let them bother me. But I understand that it's easier said than done and you need to practice on it. So if you acknowledge that all of these negative thoughts are lies, you're never going to have any problems with negative thoughts. Negative thoughts can come with toxic people also. And it's okay to cut off toxic people. I actually have a video on that. If you want to watch it, it's going to be a link up in the right corner. And guys, this is the end of the video. I suggest if you're struggling with negative thoughts, I want you to keep coming back to this video and understand that negative thoughts are normal, but it's how we deal with them and what strategies we use to deal with them. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. And listen, if you're confident, these negative thoughts will go away. That's why I have a video on how to be confident. So if you want to understand the art of confidence, click on the video that just popped up right now. And like always, I'll see you guys next time.